Yeah, I cursed the curse wheel. I did not curse it. The curse wheel cursed the Lions.
You spun it twice. So.
And I was telling Tom before the show, there's so many cool Chiefs fans that tune into Power Rankings every week who are there to see me tell the Chiefs to go fuck themselves. We've got a good relationship going. But the fringe Chiefs fans on Twitter, they are the worst people on earth. They should all be in jail. They scare me. And last night, my DMs, which I don't check that often. Well, I checked the ones that go to, you have two different DMs. You got the ones of people you follow and then the ones you don't follow.
Yeah.
But I kept, like, my messages kept updating on Twitter. It's like, you got 5 new messages. And I'm like, oh, I'm thinking, is it clickbait guys talking about something? I'm checking. Sure. And there's nothing there. So then I go into the other one. And it is a mix of Lions fans telling me to go fuck myself because of the curse wheel. Fair. Which I respect. That's fair. You say fuck your curse wheel, burn the curse wheel. Yep. That's funny. Respect. Yep. Chiefs fans, they were just there to call me a pussy, a bitch, a crying baby boy, a crier. Okay. Over and over again. So Lions fans, respect, because you get it. Those other Chiefs fans, yeah, you guys are terrifying. Have you ever DM'd somebody to call them the B word, Tom, or the P word? I'm trying to.
Oh, now we're censoring ourselves.
I don't want to get us demonetized. You ever DM'd somebody that?
No,
I have. And these are grown men, by the way.
Yeah, no,
it's not like a 14-year-old.
Yeah, no, I have.
These are grown men. Their Chiefs fan picture in their profile. Yep. It is a weird look, and I'm not saying only Chiefs fans would do it. And this happened because I pointed out they had 0 penalties in the fourth quarter, man.
Hold on.
And I said, laughing my ass off. I said, I thought it was actually funny. No, I'm a crying B and P guy. A big B and P guy I am today.
Yep, that's it. I went to the Brewers game on Saturday, right? And dude, this is my 3rd baseball game since I've been in Wisconsin, right? So it's supporting the hometown now and be like, all right, here we go. We're in the city. Let's rock. So I'm taking some clips of the game, showing the atmosphere, putting it on Instagram. I get a DM from a random ass Cubs fan. And it's just like, you're going to post that home run, you dumbass? and I was just like, no, I'm not. And then the Brewers won. So you know what, man? It's sports.
I like that. I mean, I love it about sports. I love being passionate. I love being angry.
Oh yeah.
I try not to get into it with people because one, you're probably, even if you're right, you're going to look like the a-hole in some way. You're going to say, I say things I regret too. I'll fire off a tweet. I'm like, fudge, I shouldn't have said that.
Sure.
Like when Brian Branch slapped Juju in the face, I forget who tweeted it. They're like, "This is Bush League by Branch." And I said, "Nah, this is the only."
Like, no, he gets it.
And I actually stand by that. He does get it because we saw the cheap shot Juju gave to him. Okay, he's just coming back for a little retaliation. Did it happen after the whistle? Sure, but for
it happened after the game was over, Brandon.
Entertainment, I love it. The NFL's taken too much violence out of the game, and this is where I seek it, Tom. I seek it in the NFL. So forgive me
to end my stream
watching my enemy get slapped and enjoying it. And also, Travis Kelce, if you remember, got slapped by Tahir Tart. Remember that? Was that week 1 Chargers Chiefs? And Tart was celebrated. He was celebrated. Branch, not so much.
It's after the game, so
yeah, but Tart slapped Kelce after the play.
Those are very different things. Campbell came out and was just like, "Hey, that's not who we are. Like, I already apologized to the Chiefs. I apologize."
Wrong. Yeah, it's 100% wrong.
If Dan Campbell got up there and was just like, "Yeah, what's he gonna do about it, huh?"
Yeah,
that's a different story.
But back to the 0 penalties for the Chiefs.
We'll talk about the Colts, Andrew.
Every football fan knows your team does not go through a game without causing a penalty, right? Even if you're playing a good game, even if you're playing a clean game, your line's holding at some point. One of your DBs is doing some pass interference on some play. It boils down to they just didn't get called for any penalties. And that's an issue, I think. I'm not saying the Lions lost because of that. They got outplayed by Kansas City. The Lions Their injuries in their secondary have stacked up. That cost them. The Chiefs played a better game. The Chiefs kind of backed into a corner, and they just played better football. Last week, they were flagged 13 times. So I'm sure they made an effort this week to make sure they cleaned up some of those mistakes. But to have a team and to have it be the Chiefs, and it's in prime time, be penalized 0 times, it is a funny look for the league.
The optics, yeah. I mean, that's the thing too. The refs, there was only 4 accepted penalties last night. Like it was very, very quiet. For the most part, they were letting them play. And we were talking about like the Jared Goff, because that was the penalty that like started everything, right? So Jared Goff, and again, like I agree with the penalty. He does not get set, right? So if you're looking at the rules, like he does not get set.
You agree with the penalty after the fact that we had to learn about what this rule was.
Correct. 100%. So, I mean,
when they explained it,
the officials called it right, but they were asked about it because I read the transcript from the pool too. And it was like, the problem was it took forever. It took like, I think almost 90 seconds, if not more, to then go out and be like, oh no, we have a flag. Like I changed the score, like on the score bug and was like, okay, the Lions got a touchdown. And I think that what started kind of this, okay, this is a bit of a problem. And then, the other 3, the defensive pass interference, like that was kind of whatever. And unfortunately, that's subjective, but I can see that one being blah. But yeah, man, I think it's just optics. And we were talking about it, and I couldn't remember what it was. And it was the Eagles game last year, right? When they had like no penalties against, I think someone was saying it was like the Panthers or something, or was it maybe the Dolphins? That it was just like they were able to, like they had like nothing called against them, and it was all going against the opposing team. It's exactly like you said, right? There's penalties on every single play.
Yeah.
So to get 0, it's just not the best look. Again, they did get an offside call.
One of them.
Find it, but
you got to call one at some point.
They tried.
Travis Kelce was holding. We all saw that shit. Patrick Mahomes probably could have got a taunting penalty after his touchdown run. He pointed at Brian Branch. He pointed at him. You can't point.
How you know it's the Chiefs. Perna's like, you know what? Maybe we should actually have more taunting penalties.
No, I don't think we should. I'm saying he could have been. He pointed at him. You can't point at a guy. One thing I learned about the NFL is do not point ever with your finger.
You can't.
You don't point it like this. You don't do a fake gun.
Nope. Can't do the point.
Can't do the point. Now the Goff touchdown, that was bizarre. Nobody knew the rule. The Chiefs didn't know the rule. The Lions didn't know the rule. But it boils down to, because Jared Goff catches a touchdown pass. And he does a horrible job catching the football. It bounces off his hands.
He runs into his own blocker.
The Chiefs defender to make the catch. And then he scores a touchdown. And it's amazing. You're like, holy crap. This is entertainment. And then it's wiped away from us. Because the rule is that the Lions thought as long as he didn't put his hands under the center, he was fine to do motion without stopping at the end of the motion. But if you even just go up to your center and appear to be a quarterback in the center's vicinity, if you go in motion, therefore you have to stop before the ball snapped. Exactly. If he was in shotgun, he could have went in motion without stopping. So it is an obscure part of that rule. The Lion, Jared Goff's like, if that's the rule, we didn't do a good enough job researching, the parameters of the penalty there, which is fair. And I tweeted like this, who gives a fuck about pre-snap motion? Like and we've talked about it dozens of times here. Like, I don't care what the offense is doing, who's in motion. I don't think they should ever have those penalties. Also, a lot of Chiefs fans came to talk shit to me about that observation, which I don't understand, because if anybody a team that would really benefit from that rule is Kansas City. Andy Reid loves window dressing. He's very good at it. And if you allowed him to have guys moving even more, I think that would help you, Kansas City. So my observation that Jared Goff touchdown should have counted, just based on the rule of cool, that would affect your team in a positive way over time.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the Lions real quick. You were talking about the injuries to their secondary, and like those were very apparent last night. The Chiefs offense looked probably the best it has all season. They were able to kind of get things going. Mahomes was not their leading rusher, which is a nice change of pace, because, that really hasn't happened too many times this season.
I mean, he was for a long time, wasn't he?
But it feels like Rashee Rice coming back is just going to be like another kick for this offense. And like, oh boy, they look like they're going to be problematic. Losing against the Jaguars, last week was like, okay, the Jaguars are a good football team. Jaguars losing this week. And then the Chiefs able to knock off the Lions, who have been one of the more consistent teams in the NFL this season. And dude, I think that yesterday proves this. I mean, you look at the Panthers-Cowboys game alone, right? The Eagles lose to the Giants. The Cowboys lose to the Panthers, right? This is one of those years, at least through the first 6 weeks, where it's like, man, you get a win, and you could attest to this too,
yes,
right?
I will take that win. And
you're London. All right, man. Are things pretty right now? No. And unfortunately for the Lions, injuries are a major part of that. And I know there's a bunch of teams. Look at the freaking 49ers, man. Holy God, with Fred Warner. But yeah, it just seems like that was what really prevented them from being their best version on defense last night.
Yeah, this is what's scary about the Chiefs right now. I mean, all right, I look at the difference between this injury report where, okay, both teams had a bunch of guys a little dinged up. The Chiefs, every person listed on their injury report, Tom, they were full participants in practice all week long. They all played. Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, both played, not 100% healthy. So
Kirby able to come back into that game at least though, because that was scary for a minute, and then he made a big tackle.
Yeah, it's that was. I think if you're a Lions fan, you don't love the way your team played. You don't love what happened after the game. Their offense moved the ball pretty well at times in that game. I think you're telling yourself, the Lions, if we can get healthy, and that is a massive question for Detroit. Sure. We know their defense, just based on last year, can't stay healthy. Maybe they can get back into the conversation as one of the best teams in the league, because right now, the way their defense is playing, last night, they did not look, their defense looked like the 20th best defense in the NFL. They couldn't fucking tackle. They were not covering well, all of it. So that would concern me, but I think if they can get healthy, they can get back into being one of those better teams. But I've been denying it, but now I'm worried about Kansas City again.
A few weeks ago, I was just like, hey, man, they might be one of those teams that roars back.